Finally, the box is complete. So hello and yes, welcome back to another video, guys. And today it's not a movie video, it's not a vinyl update, it's not an album review, it's not a music night, it is one of them random videos that I like to do in between. And it's quite an exciting one because for those of you who don't know, there's been a really interesting box set out there. And I guess in a way a lot of people can look at it as if it's a clever marketing technique because now they're going to get more money for it. Or I like to look at it as being more fun. You've got to look on the brighter side. You've got to look on the brighter side. Of course, the Phil Collins vinyl reissues have been slowly coming out. And the idea is that with the first two, there's 8 albums in here, all of his 8 albums. And they released 2 at a time, 2 every 2 months, I believe it was. I think it was a month I think it was a month between the first 2, and then it was 2 months between the rest. You buy the first 2 and you get the box. And you buy the rest and you gradually fill the box up. So it's, yeah, as I say, clever marketing techniques. I'm sure this would have only been about £80 or something by itself. And if you add up all the money, because the records, they weren't that expensive to be fair. They're £15 each. But there's 8 in here. So, you know, you probably do end up paying a bit more than what it would have been if you'd got it all at once. But anyway, it doesn't matter. As I say, you got to look on the bright side, and I think it was more fun that way. But anyway, now the box is finally, everything has been released for it. It is all out. It is all here in this box. Look at that. It is full. And yeah, that's why this video is called The Complete Phil Collins Take a Look at Me Now vinyl box set. Not just Phil Collins vinyl box set. Because, you know, I want people to see that it is complete. You are going to see everything that you were meant to get in this box. So anyway, we'll take a look at the box itself, go over each album, take a look at how well it's been remastered. And yeah, there's a bit of paper in here actually that came stuck to the back of the record, which I should have taken out at the start. It's got stuck to the inside now because it's still got the sticky stuff on. But yeah, we'll take a look at that first. And yeah, not very organised here. Give us a second, people. I'm going to sort these out, please. Put them that way. There we go. Okay, that'll do. So then, this bit here, with the sticky stuff, did originally come stuck to the back of the box. So, the complete album box set. All of Phil's studio albums, newly remastered and issued in beautiful 180-gram audiophile vinyl. This limited edition box... Limited, come on. Comes complete with 2 reissues of Face the Music on both sides. So as you can see, the box itself only came with them 2. That's my point I was making earlier. You have to fill the rest up yourself because they're a bit cheeky. With the space for the LPs to complete your collection, and it's got face value. Hello, I must be going. No jacket required. But seriously. Both sides, Dancing to the Light, Testify, and Going Back. Now this is all good and whatnot, but this is not actually going back in here. It's the essential going back. They've actually taken some tracks off of it because that album was actually a 16-track album. It was really packed. So anyway, we'll come back to talking about that. Box itself is nice. It has this really waxy feel to it, so if you get greasy hands or something like I do from time to time in the hot weather, you can really fingerprint this thing up really bad. I like the cover. It's pretty cool, pretty unique. There's the spine, there's the back, exactly the same, and there's nothing on the top or bottom. But yeah, it's a nice box. I think they've done a good job with it, so pop that down there. I'm going to slide this thingamabob back in there. And we can get started on the albums. The music itself, I've only played, I forget which one it was. I've only played one so far, but it sounded fantastic. The reviews have been incredible. So I can tell you guys now that the music does sound phenomenal on here. But anyway, we'll get started here with Face Value. Now then, what they have done is they've actually, Phil has actually retaken pictures of his modern day face. And, you know, because this album here originally came out in 1980, early 80s, I forget what year, 81, something like that. Might have been 80. But, yeah, so 1980s Phil, you know, a lot younger, obviously, not as many wrinkles. But here we are with a modern day Phil. And a lot of people are complaining about it. And it's like, well, if you want to get an album cover with young Phil, well, just buy the original. It's cheaper anyway. So I don't see the fuss, really. I quite like it. It makes it stand out to the original. And then they've replicated the gatefold on here. And I love that they've actually changed the back cover, because the back cover on the original, you could not read the track listing. So that was really cool. And, you know, this album here itself is really great. You've got In the Air Tonight, which is really good. I Missed Again was a lot of fun. He does a cover of the Beatles' Tomorrow Never Knows. I have actually reviewed this album in depth, if you're interested. And the album got a 5.7 out of 10 rating. And I know that might seem a little bit low, but I say anything above a 5 is good. So I think, yeah, not an awful rating there. And again, they have actually replicated the original label. And it is on a nice heavy 180 gram vinyl there. And yeah, I don't know if the originals came with this sleeve, but get all the lyrics to each track in case you want to sing along. And you get a little inscription here of what Phil Collins thinks about the album. And I think you get this with every album. Phil would just jot down what he thinks about this album today. So I think that's really nice that he done that. Okay, so we'll pop that one there. Next one up, of course, is Hello, I Must Be Going, which is a slight improvement over the first album, I feel. I really should get down to reviewing this one soon. I don't think it'll be long till I review this one. But yeah, this one's pretty good. I like China, that's a good one. Can't Hurry Love, I mean, bit of a silly, sappy song. But yeah, it's fun, who cares? It's a fun song. It Doesn't Matter to Me is good. So yeah, not a bad album there, not bad. I really like the album cover to this one. I just like the concept of the original one as well. So I really like this, really cool. Again, all the albums have that kind of waxy feel again. Because I'm looking on the back here and I can see some fingerprints. And then again, they have actually replicated the gatefold, which is really nice. Some cool pictures in here of Phil. You know, a lot of people kind of don't pay Phil enough respect, if you ask me. They look at him as this kind of silly, sappy songwriter. And in a way, yeah, his songs are a bit silly and whatnot. They're nothing too... you know, they're not like Peter Gabriel, for example. You know, they're not like that, quite that much thought has gone into them. But they're fun songs. They're great. They are really good to dance about. Well, I don't dance about them, but, you know, they're great party songs is what I'm trying to say. And they're great songs to sing along to. They are just happy, fun songs. And, you know, I think that's why Phil Collins really is one of the best. He could always write a fun song. And again, you get a little inscription here on the back about what Phil thinks of this album. And then again, so the vinyl. There it is. Really, really nice. So yeah, really, really good so far. Really good. And then, as I say, he has been trying to replicate the original albums, other than changing the covers. But, you know, he's already changing them with the covers, so it's like, I felt he should have made them all gatefolds. But anyway, he did keep to making this one a single with no gatefold. And, of course, it's no jacket. And look, you can see fingerprints. Oh, my God. See, I tell you, these things fingerprint up badly. But anyway, yeah, just did recently get this one. It's kind of funny. I got this one, the Essential Going Back, the new Electric Light Orchestra compilation, and then the Pure McCartney vinyl box set all on the same day. So I had a really good post day that day. But anyway, I love the back here. Really cool. So, of course, on here we got Susudio. One More Night, which is really good. Inside Out, I like that one. Take Me Home, what a song, I love that one. It's pretty good. I wish they'd made it a gatefold. It's, you know, anyway, it doesn't matter. Replicate the sleeve here, because I remember I did get this sleeve with my original. And then again, another inscription on the back. So it's really nice that Phil's actually put a lot of effort into these. He's been very involved with these, I know. He's done a lot of promoting for them as well. So I really have to take my hat off to Phil. You know, the thing is, he's been in this retirement for a few years now. And he came back with a bang, if you ask me. I mean, he didn't come back and immediately start touring, or he didn't come back with an album. But these remasters, he's put a lot of effort in into, and he's done a really good job on them. The next one up confused me, and maybe someone can help me out in the comments because I'm not really sure about this one. Maybe it says on Phil's inscription, but I haven't had time to read it yet. But we're looking at But Seriously now, and it's not a gatefold. They've replicated the original, but the original was on a single vinyl. No Jacket was on a single vinyl. And they put the remastered one on a single vinyl. This one, the original, was a single vinyl, but they put it on a double vinyl for some reason. So I'm not sure why they put this one on a double vinyl and not No Jacket. Maybe the tracks are longer on here and something to do with the record pressing, but I really don't know. You get all the lyrics, but they're so small and in this annoying handwriting, you really can't read them at all. There we go, there's a label. So yeah, there's something about this one here which I really felt like Phil's reissues were going perfect until the last two dropped. The last two I had very mixed feelings about, which, there's the inscription. Yeah, the last two, Phil released, he's got 8 albums, so he released his first album and then his middle album. He released his second album and then the one after his middle album. So he released album 1, album 5, album 2, album 6, album 3, album 7, album 4, and album 8. So he kind of went in an interesting order there. And then of course we get Both Sides, which might be my favourite of the remasters. I really love this one. This is really nice. There we go, and there's the back. And then a gatefold. And then the sleeves on this one, I really like actually. Picture of young Phil, there he is. Here's the inscription. The record. And if you'll notice, I wasn't reading out tracks on the last one nor this one because I wouldn't say I know them well enough to judge them too much, the tracks on here. But still, fantastic albums, enjoyed them. Next one up is Dancing to the Light, of course. I was really wondering how they were going to pull this album cover off, but they done it okay, I guess. It looks a bit like some Japanese ninja warrior or something like that. But anyway, I have played this album. This was the only Phil album I wasn't too keen on, if I'm being honest. I enjoyed every Phil album to an extent. But this one here was the only one I didn't really connect with. I was kind of a bit like, yeah, it was alright. Didn't look my favourite. I would probably say this is my least favourite Phil album. I really hate the cover, to be honest. I mean, I don't hate it. That's a bit harsh. But I just don't like that it's not consistent. All the other album covers are very consistent. And this one here really goes out of its way to ruin that. But of course, that's not this box set's fault. It's Phil's fault from back in 2000. Or was it in the late 90s? 96. Yeah, that was Phil's fault in 96. He was like, oh no, I'm going to wreck the consistency of the covers here. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, the music on here is not my favourite. So I guess least favourite music goes with least favourite album cover. So it's a... but it's not a bad album, really. It's still pretty enjoyable. So, yeah, still, if you can, check it out. It's worth having. And then for the first time ever on vinyl, this was the one I was most excited about. I'm sure everyone else was as well. Look at that. I've just fingerprinted that up really good. Look at that. God, you know, it's like every time I touch these afterwards, I have to go give them a good clean. But yeah, there he is. Testify for the first time ever on vinyl. And I did actually enjoy this one quite a bit. I enjoyed this a lot more than Dancing to the Light. I like the fact that they've given it a gatefold because they were just winging this one. You know, they did have to design this one off the top of their heads. Every other album here has a previous issue to kind of use as a guideline, whereas this one here they didn't. They did have to do it all off the top of their head. And they done a really nice job on it. Really like it, you know. Fantastic. There's the label. Slide that back in. And here's the other one, young Phil again there, look at him. There he is there, very horrible photo, don't know why I've used that. I'm not seeing an inscription on this one though, did I miss it? Is it on this vinyl? Oh yeah, it was on this vinyl, there it is. I was thinking then, I wonder why I didn't write anything about this album. So there we go. So yeah, pretty good there. I really feel like they've done this album very well. Incredibly well, in fact. Great remastering done there. Then we get to the last album, The Essential Going Back. And they changed the cover completely. I believe they used the original album cover on the sleeve. Yeah, that is the original album cover there, which I have upstairs. And, oh god, the fingerprints are all over this one. I feel this album here they went incredibly cheap with. I know in the inscription on here, I don't know where he's put it. Oh, it's a very small inscription for this album. It's just down the side there. I did read this one online. There's a gatefold. And, yeah, you know, the inscription online basically said that he felt that he recorded too much for this album. The album was a bit overblown. So it's like, there's 18 tracks on the original, so it's like, fair enough. I like the label as well, by the way. I do like the label. But anyway, it's like, fair enough, that's a good point. So how many songs are we keeping? 10, 12? Kept 14. He only got rid of 4 tracks. And to be honest, you know, a lot of the albums in this box are double vinyl. It's like, why not just put them all on here on a double vinyl? It would have made so much more sense. So I really felt they should have just put the whole album out, really. I mean, it made sense from what he was saying. It was like, okay, Phil, that makes sense. But then he ended up putting 14 tracks on here. He only dropped 4 tracks out, which really seems a little bit silly and pointless to me. I know that this is how Phil feels the album should be nowadays. But that's not the album he gave us in the first place. So unfortunately, I do feel that he should have put the whole album out there. And, you know, overall, I know I sound like I'm griping here about the box. But I wouldn't say it is a complete box set. Because we are still missing the... we're missing the actual song. Take a look at me now in here. We're missing the songs from Buster. The songs from Tarzan, Brother Bear. So we are missing a few more Phil Collins things. So I think maybe you should just put a bonus record in here with, you know, singles or non-album tracks or something like that. Because my favourite Phil Collins songs are actually the 3 from the Tarzan soundtrack. I love You'll Be in My Heart, Son of Man, and Strangers Like Me. I love them 3 tracks. And of course, Two Worlds, that's a great track. And they're nowhere to be found on vinyl at the minute. So I think that needs to be done. It should have been done in this box. Opportunity missed there. But anyway, how do I feel about these albums? I'll go over them in the order they come out. So the first albums that come out was Face Value and Both Sides. Great start, loved them. Next ones up was Hello, I Must Be Going and Dancing to the Light. You know, loved them both. You know I wasn't a fan on the music of Dancing to the Light or the cover, but that has nothing to do with the reissue. That was how the album always has been. So I did really like that. Next one up was No Jacket, which I wish had been a gatefold, but Testify more than made up for that, because that's a fantastic pressing. And the last ones up were the ones which I was a bit underwhelmed with. But seriously, don't know why that one's on a double still, really not sure. And going back, as I say, I've already griped about that one enough. But anyway, how do I feel about this box set overall? My overall opinion of this box is great. I know that they sound fantastic, and that's what it's all about. It's high quality vinyl. I really like the new album covers. I really like the design of this box. I think this is a fantastic box. Phil, you have done an... Sorry, I was halfway through speaking there. And, yeah, Luke said there, give me gas. I feel, Phil, you've done an incredible box here. I absolutely love it. A star to you. Fantastic. I really love it. I wish Peter Gabriel had done something like this. But his remasters are pretty damn awesome too. So yeah, that's it. I highly recommend that you go check this box set out. It is great. It is a lot of fun. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave a message. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.